Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're actually going to create another exciting video. Different ways to learn quickly as a developer. Top 5 best practice in learning as a developer, which all developers should know, at the beginning of your learning stage, or even in the process, either at the beginning, at the video, or even in advanced stage, because these are tools and resources you're actually going to be using over time. Either you find yourself as a beginner, an intermediate, or at the advanced level, or an expert, you need this video. So stick around with this video and I'll be right back. So welcome back. Before we proceed, if you're a first timer on this channel, please make sure you subscribe and like this video and share with your network. And if also you are a returning subscriber, please make sure you like the video and also share. So let's get to the deal. The first thing I'm actually going to talk about is reading documentation. Documentation is like a first touch to every programming language. Say you're a developer, you actually want to read about any software you want to build or a programming language. If you want to build a software and you want to use a particular programming language, either a library, a programming language, or a tool, all this has a documentation, and that documentation is very key. Most developers always go for languages that have good documentation. Documentation is like the foundation of every programming language, or you as a developer, because these are the first touch you have with the language, the direct language, that okay, this is the particular functions that works for this purpose you're actually calling. This is what you actually need to use before you actually getting started with whatever you want to build. So if you want to go for a function, you go to that documentation and say, oh, this is what this particular feature is for this particular thing is for this, and you can actually build on that. So documentation is very important, and sometimes documentation make it very easy for you to build whatever you want to build. So take your time in understanding the documentation as a developer. So if you're learning as a developer, go right straight into documentation. Take your time, understand all the use cases, everything that they used in that documentation for that particular language or library or whatever things you're actually doing. That will really help you and do you a big deal. So the next thing I actually want to talk about is watching videos. It's okay. Watching videos is actually very important, because according to research, what you watch is better than what you actually read at times, because when you watch, you can also go back and watch again. You can see how they are doing it, practicing it practically. But if you're reading a programming language, it's good. You're going to get some things you won't get in the video. But at the same time, the best way to learn is through interactive, seeing what they are doing and how they're running the software and all that. So I could encourage you as a developer, if you want to learn, make sure you watch videos. Also, I encourage you to watch different videos. Sometimes there are always gaps in different videos or tutorials or courses you're actually learning online, either on Udemy, Coursera, or these learning platforms like MOOC learning platform. I make a video around it and you can go and check it out. So learn on those things, but at the same time, while watching videos for your learnings, make sure that you avoid what we call tutorial hell. Don't just learn. Tutorial hell is like you just learning, you're not doing something, you can't even do something on your own apart from what they do in the video. That means you're not learning enough, you don't know what you're doing. So make sure you avoid tutorials, stay away from tutorial, build something offhand, find real life projects, build it offhand, stay away from tutorial, just build stuff that they didn't even teach you, but it's similar. That's how you can actually get to learn, build practical stuff while learning. So break away from watching too much videos, and remember, don't watch the same videos at the same time, one video at a time, to avoid getting confused and all that. Watch one video at a time to also close what we call the gap between different videos. So that's actually very encouraging. So another key things I'm actually going to talk about is, no developer can survive with this, is Google search. Using Google search is actually very important, because most developers use this Google search for different things. But beyond Google search now, we now have what we call ChatGPT. Guys, what's going on here? We have Google search, we have ChatGPT. Trust me now, developers can also build Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, any social media all in one software now with the help of ChatGPT. Actually, so I know you're actually going to be excited about what ChatGPT is all about, and that's what is all over now. ChatGPT is not only meant for developers, they can work for different purposes, different people learning different stuff in different fields, even content creators, whatever field you actually have. So let's talk about ChatGPT. You all know about Google search, how you can actually use it and maximize purpose of Google search, which is actually very important for you while learning. Searching is also a skill, so make sure you search very well, know the right words to put, the keywords to put, and there's some exact tricks can help you make a very great search while searching on Google search. But let's quickly talk about ChatGPT, which is actually very important. ChatGPT is actually a generative pre-trained transformer chatbox. It's actually developed by OpenAI, launched in November 2022. ChatGPT is actually amazing because it's built on AI technology, and that's the amazing thing. AI is everywhere, and people cannot even understand, the high performance and how accurate ChatGPT is, and this is really exciting. So ChatGPT is so amazing. When it launched in November 2022, in just 2 months, ChatGPT crossed over 100 million users. That's huge. Do you know how long it takes Google, Microsoft, and other people to have 100 million users? ChatGPT broke this and did it in just 2 months, over 100 million users. The technology behind it is crazy. Building stuff, just writing the kind of software you want to build and on ChatGPT and doing amazing stuff for you. Developers, you guys are balling right now. Developers can just be cheating. I know very soon ChatGPT we have maybe what we call a voice prompt, and you can just speak with your ChatGPT and just say, hey ChatGPT, can I build a software like Facebook? It will just keep generating the code for you. That will be unimaginable. Some people always are you sure ChatGPT will replace developers? Come on, it's still developers that build ChatGPT, so that humans are irreplaceable, for me, in my own opinion. So that's very essential. So using Google search, using ChatGPT is actually a very massive advantage. Now just await my video on ChatGPT, who can actually help you how you can enhance your development or your career or your learnings in the nearest future. So stick to this channel to look forward to that video. So the next thing I actually want to talk about is what I tag as teaching others: writing, speaking, and teaching others in different ways. And these are actually very work in different ways. You can sharing your stuff on LinkedIn, sharing your stuff on YouTube, sharing your stuff on articles or blog posts or whatever. So these are ways, and even speaking in different conferences, community engagement and all that. This is actually another way that facilitates your learning, increase your learning, and also you grow more confidence in that. The more you teach others, the more you know that particular thing. If you teach people, you get to know it more. I'm telling you, most of the things I know more at times is because I am intentional about teaching others about it, and it makes me improve more on that because I have to research on it and get more knowledge around that stuff. So I encourage you to teach other published stuff like on YouTube, on LinkedIn, or Twitter, or articles, or whatever platforms you're actually using to do stuff. It's actually very important. The best way to learn is to teach others more often, trust me, and that will really do you a big deal. So finally, I just want to say, stay consistent in your learning and have a mentor if it's possible. A tree cannot make a forest, so don't be a one-man mopo. If it's okay for you to reach out to friends, community, or even have a mentor, I tell you, a mentor can teach you from maybe level 10 to level 90. A mentor who can guide you, or someone who you look up to in your learning process, it's effort. What you're going to spend like 2 hours on or days on solving, a mentor can look into it in few seconds or even few minutes and tell you what to do, and you get it solved. So why wasting much time, in stressing yourself? A mentor can also be a guide for you, give you maximum thing because they have that experience, they have been there before, and they can be able to help you. So I encourage you, if it's possible for you, to get a mentor or mingle with a set of amazing people, have a good network who can help you in your learning. That will do you a great deal. And also stay consistent. If you can actually have that discipline to stay consistent, trust me, it's actually going to be a big deal for you. So staying consistent is important, and you will be rewarded for it. So that's pretty much everything. If there are any more exciting tips, there are other tips, but these are the best practices that I actually pick out. Please feel free to comment in the comment section. I also want to learn about the tips that work for you. What worked for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B. So feel free to share in the comment section if other tips or other stuff work for you, and I'm happy to learn. So please make sure you like this video and share it with your network. And if you find this useful, make sure you also subscribe to this channel if you haven't. So remember, one code at a time. Thank you so much for sticking around, for watching this video, and I'll see you in the very next one. Cheers and bye for now.